Hey, what's up guys, Wonder Librarian here. Today I'm tracking down some filming locations from the super popular, super creepy Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Netflix series, which is currently filming in Vancouver. I used to watch the series in the 1990s starring Melissa Joan Hart, which is definitely a much more lighthearted take on the source material. In this video, I'll show you where to find the new filming locations and throw in a fact or two about the new series too. Without further ado, hop on your broom, grab your spellbook as we explore the chilling adventures of Sabrina. In one of the opening scenes of the show, Sabrina attends a horror movie with her friends. Apparently she's a big fan of The Dark and Disturbed. Go figure on that one. After digging a little deeper, I found out that these shots were cleverly dispersed between two locations. The interiors were shot at the Vogue Theatre in town, which surprisingly doesn't show movies at all and is supposedly a turn-of-the-century built haunted building. And the exterior, I was surprised to learn, is actually a gentleman's club called the Paramount in New Westminster. They simply changed the marquee to display the horror movie title to film those shots. Also in the initial episodes, some of the football players are shown hanging out at a local rest stop. I stopped by Cypress Market to sneak a peek. It's in a remote area of West Vancouver on Marine Drive. One of the next locations I tracked down wasn't necessarily a filming location, but a stand-in for the Spellman residence. Apparently, there was a really cool pop-up last October at the Cecil Park House at the University of British Columbia. If I had to guess, due to the event's popularity, they will likely host another witcherific shindig here next October. Maybe I'll go, who knows? Most of the show's interiors are filmed in a studio, and some of the actual Spellman residence is at a private orchard that I wasn't able to access. Interesting to note is that Sabrina is a character from the same universe as the Archie and Riverdale gang. She debuted in a 1962 comic and lived in a fictional town called Greendale, near to Riverdale. Her aunts were initially hags, and Salem was an orange cat who couldn't talk. The Cecil Park House also appears in Riverdale as the Blossom residence, and Riverdale is still filming around town as well. You can check out my Riverdale videos on my channel too. Although Sabrina and her friends are in high school, the exteriors for Baxter High School are filmed at Lord Strathcona Elementary in East Vancouver. It was chosen for its gothic, spookier look. In the daytime, it's not nearly as scary. Speaking of scary, did you know that all of the spells in the show are actually real spells? One of the costume designers practices paganism and makes sure all the spells are true to form. She also makes sure to cleanse herself and the cast before they leave each day to prevent any otherworldly influences following them. That freaks me out. Another fun fact too, to go back to the Riverdale connection, there was a very obscure character who showed up on Sabrina called Ben Button. He had been in a coma and died shortly before on Riverdale, and then showed up in Greendale somehow to deliver a pizza. So far the explanation given for this is that Greendale is wrought with supernatural activity. The dead do not stay dead. Maybe a teaser for things to come. It's also a good idea to note that production is in fact using a town in BC called Cloverdale for most of the town exterior shots of Greendale. Especially of note is the famous Bookstore that Sabrina and her friends are known to hang out in. It's an abandoned old electronics store that has been completely readapted with spooky trinkets, decor, and signage. Definitely one of the coolest locations I got to see on this trip. I also found another building that doubled as a jam store in one episode. Expect to see a lot more filming in Cloverdale in the future. One final thing I was pleasantly surprised about is that if you think you've seen Sabrina somewhere but you can't place her, you're right. Kiernan Shipka was previously known for her role as the rebellious Sally Draper on Mad Men. That's where I knew her from too. She's quoted as being so grateful for the role after a long period of feeling very frustrated with her career after so much early success. She knew it was a role she couldn't possibly pass up. You might also be wondering, what about the other Sabrina? You know, the one from the 90s? What does she think about all of this? Melissa Joan Hart, although a big supporter of the show in general, has admitted that she does not tune in. The reason? She said she watches lots of TV with her kids and the show is way too mature and scary for them at the moment. She has passed this helpful information to her young predecessor, however. If you have a choice between a broom and a vacuum for flying, always pick the vacuum. Well said, Melissa. That's going to do it for the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina tour of Vancouver. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel or tell me in the comments about your favorite Sabrina moments. I have plenty more movie locations planned, so stay tuned for lots more. I'm Wonder Librarian, and I'll see you in the future.